City of Milton Common Council for Tuesday, August 4th at 7:01 p.m. And can I get the confirmation of the appropriate meeting notice?
The meeting was noticed at Milton City Hall, the Piggly Wiggly, and Dave's Ace Hardware.
Thank you. Are there any public comments regarding items which can be affected by council action? There's nobody registered. I see nobody trying to get our attention, so we will move to number 3, approval of the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The motion carries. Number 4, discussion and possible action for resolution 2015-16 authorizing issuance and sale of 2,820,000 water system revenue bonds. Series 2, is it 2015A? Is that how we say it? And of the city, Series 2015A of the City of Milton, Rock County, Wisconsin, and providing for the payment of the bonds and other details with respect to the bonds. Do we have somebody that would like to discuss this with us?
Yes.
Marina's here from Ellers. As I sent an email to everyone, we had a very favorable bid today of just under 3%, and Marina's here to talk about the details.
Great.
Thank you, Dan. If everyone wants to pull out their sale day packet, we'll go through the results today. And like Dan mentioned, I'm very happy to be sharing such good news with you. One item I wanted to note is that when Dan and I were originally talking about financing options for your water projects, it was really important to him to take advantage of the low interest rate environment that we're currently in. And the second page after the cover, you'll notice how that has been positively impacted the utility. So today's issue was in the amount of $2,820,000, and we had 4 interested underwriters interested in purchasing these bonds. And the winning bidder or the winning underwriter was Bankers Bank out of Madison, Wisconsin, with a true interest cost, which is listed here as a low bid, 2.9703%. That came in about 1/4% less than what we had estimated last month. And another item to note on this summary sheet is that we have about $17,000 of additional money on hand for water projects. And then another item is that the proceeds will be received at the end of the month and available for projects. The next page is our bid tab, which just shows the results of today's sale. And the winning bidder is the first one listed here, Bankers Bank. Again, and we have the 15-year term and the interest rates that were offered. And then on the right is the true interest rate, the 2.9703%. And then the next 2 pages include those 3 other interested purchasers and what rates that they had offered. And then if you turn to page 4, our sources and uses of funds, we have our pre-sale estimates compared to today's final results. And we have the same borrowing size of the $2,820,000. And the reason that we had about $17,000 additional available for water projects is primarily because those finance related expenses came in lower than what we had estimated. The primary expense that came in lower was the underwriter's discount, or what the winning bidder or the winning purchaser of your bonds, their compensation in the transaction. And we had estimated that coming in much higher than what it did, about $10,000 less than what we had estimated. And then the next page, is our debt service schedules, and it is a breakdown of that principal and interest payment over the principal and interest payments over the next 15 years. And the very last column, or the last row, shows that with the interest rates coming in lower than we had estimated, we're saving about $44,000 than what we looked at last month. One item I wanted to note in the red column here is it's titled Net Revenue Available for Debt Service. You're showing a healthy coverage right now. The minimum is a 1.25, and you've got probably an average of about 1.78. And what that is you're required to have $1.25 of revenue for every dollar of debt. So right now you're about $1.77 of revenue for every dollar of debt. Very good right now, something to continue to monitor. And you still show room available for a reasonable return on assets and to prevent any spikes. So if the bid results are acceptable, approval of the resolution authorizing the issuance of the bonds is the action item before you tonight. And I welcome any questions.
No questions? Okay. All right, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2015-16 authorizing the sale of $2.82 million water system revenue bonds?
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? The motion carries. Item number 5, discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 215-17, amending the minimum bi-monthly wastewater and wastewater volume charges imposed by Section 74-262 and 74-263 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Milton. Thank you.
Okay, what you have before you is, we had talked back in early June about adjusting the sewer rates in conjunction kind of with the water bonds. We're going to increase everything, do a 3% across the board increase. The water rates were approved by Public Service Commission, which we'll talk about a little later. And Resolution 2015-17 would adjust the wastewater rates by 3%.
And when would that start again?
At the end of August, so it'd be on people's bills when they get them in November. Be for any meter reads, basically September 1 and later. So the bills in September will not have the increase on them.
Any discussion or questions for Dan?
I was just wondering, Dan, where are we with regard to other municipalities around us? I'm always hearing that our rates are so high.
Our sewer rates are because we're landlocked and we have our own treatment plant. And so that was built, I believe. When was that built, Howie?
Around 1920, well, originally it was like 1923.
But the
last upgrade is
yeah.
about,
Late 90s, early 2000s.
there was one in 89, and there was another one after that. But
Yeah, because there's a huge debt service that falls off sometime in the mid-2020s for...
there's around
the treatment plant.
2000, around year 2000 was
Yeah,
the last
so
larger one.
That's what's driving the cost of our sewer utility, that and only having 2,500 customers, and we have all this overhead for the construction of the treatment plant, so it's just a double-edged sword that really can't be changed because we're geographically landlocked.
One of the other concerns when you get your water bill is that you have the EMTs that are on it. There's several other charges that appear on your water bill,
Yeah, the stormwater
and they
charge.
hurt. Howie?
Actually, Nancy, the one that says hydrant charge, that doesn't go to anything to the fire department, though. I mean, a lot of people think that. I think it says
Public fire
public
protection.
fire, but the fire department doesn't get any money from that at all. That's for the maintenance of the mains for all the fire protection for the water department.
Well, I
But,
appreciate
yeah.
that it's going to good use.
Yeah.
But when you have apartments sitting empty and you're paying this water bill for nothing, it just is very concerning.
Yeah, yeah. No, I just wanted to mention, because I know that the fire department doesn't like that it looks like they get that money, and so I just want,
It is a
that they
good
know.
illusion.
It is. It looks like they do get money from that, but they don't. Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah. So,
And when, in June, we had talked about increasing the stormwater rates too, but after getting the audit report and everything else, I didn't feel that that was necessary. So we're just looking at the wastewater, and then the water rates were already approved by the Public Service Commission when we did that simplified rate study.
But I think our overall rates are still less expensive than Edgerton. I just want to make that point. From my understanding. Is there any further questions? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2015-17, amending the minimum bi-monthly wastewater and wastewater volume charges imposed by Section 74-262 and 74-263 of the Code of Ordinance of the City of Milton? Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carries. Item number 6, discussion and possible action regarding Resolution 2015-18, establishing public participation procedures for comprehensive plan.
Because we're in the process of completing our comprehensive plan, there's state statutes and other requirements for public participation, and this resolution addresses those concerns.
Do we have the date for the public review?
It was going to be in August, but Inga sent out an email. It's going to be sometime in September now, so hopefully we can get
That's as
better.
far as the.
That's the farthest I've heard.
Thank you.
Al and Inga might have a better idea of the exact date, but I think they're shooting for mid-September.
Yeah, if you could keep us updated, it would be nice. Thank you.
Yep.
Does anybody have any questions regarding the procedure that is established by the statutes? Okay, do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2015-18, establishing public participation for comprehensive plan?
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? The motion carries. Item number 7, discussion regarding PSC approved water rates.
What this is just giving you guys a heads up as to what the new water rates are that were approved. So there's no action, just wanted you guys to see the rates. That's why I didn't put possible action, because there really isn't anything we can do about it now since the regulatory body approved these. So if anyone has any questions about it.
I suppose there might be some people looking at information for rain barrels and stuff like that for their, to hold off on some of their water expenses. Might be something that we could just put out on the city website, informational.
Do you want to do a little rain barrel making day, Howie?
I think we have some information from 3 or 4 years ago about that, so.
Okay.
It was on the website then a while ago, so.
Okay. So who would you get that information to put on the website?
I could look it up and give it to Inga again, just to, to redo it. It's a lot of the same stuff, but
Okay.
it hasn't been, I guess, updated or renewed or anything lately, so.
We can republicize it.
Yeah, republished, there's.
Okay, item number 8, any general items?
I have some general items that I just wanted to bring up. We had a really very good turnout for people that were interested in the comprehensive plan, and I was very happy at the amount of business owners in particular that came to the Junction Square meeting. And along with that, the Chamber is having their business after hours at Junction Square on August 11th. And then you have the concert in the park for the Gathering Place on August 13th. I just wanted to remind everybody of those events.
Any other general items? Okay, you guys. Back to team building. Okay, we'll start over here.
No pressure.
So, my favorite part of summer is
Watching my kids find a new splash pad yesterday.
awesome.
Well, new to them, not new to Milton. That was classic.
This summer or
Sure,
summer?
this summer or summer.
I am gonna have to say this summer because I got to see both of my boys at their bases, and I'm gonna have a grandbaby probably this week. And celebrated my 30th anniversary, so this was a really fun summer.
Granddaughter, did you say?
Son,
Grandson. Having a grandson.
right after that volunteer.
Right after, not before or during, right? Yes, you are not leaving. She's holding it.
No excuses.
I told him he had to wait.
Teresa?
Vacation.
Oh, gee, where was that? Elena?
Other than the heat.
My favorite part of this summer was both of my kids, well, my daughter and my son, my two oldest, getting engaged, and then wedding dress shopping and finding a dress this past weekend for Kayla. So that was really fun. The money part I could pass on, but. Dan,
Going to Wrigley Field.
nice. Except for Wrigley Field. Maxine?
Not having to shovel snow.
Dave? Or Jeremy?
Probably playing with the kids, encouraging them.
Dave?
Summers in general will be 4th of July.
Oh, that's right. That was a very big deal. Mark, are you passing? Oh, good.
I'd say observing the
Howie?
You can go outside and do what you want, and people are just happier and not gloomy.
Cool. Great. We're done. That was just like relatively. Alderperson reports. Linda, anything you did your general items, so you're good?
Actually, I want to remind everybody that in October, we'll be having our annual prairie seed collection at Crossroads Park. And I especially want to bring that to everybody's attention now because everything is blooming out at Crossridge Park. So you can see the beauty of all of our efforts.
Cool. Teresa? Dave? Jeremy? Maxine? I'm just happy that we're all here. Again, I'm still here. All the plants are still alive in my office. One is kind of hanging on for dear life, but they're still here. And Thursday is our volunteer appreciation picnic, graciously hosted by Linda and her husband. So I hope to see many of you there. I think this is something that we hopefully can do annually to show appreciation for all of our volunteers on all of our committees that help the city run so smoothly. So hope to see you there, and we promise we'll figure out a menu sooner or later.
I have one.
Oh, great. Of course you do. Staff reports, Al is gone. Elena? No. Oh, nothing. Joint Fire is not here. Chief of the... Oh, will you? Oh, great. Oh, thank you.
Just to remind everyone that we do have our city council and town board meeting next Wednesday night, and our primary work will be in having RW here to review our report. And so please do spend some time reading through your report carefully, because Jeff will be here to walk through the report in general, but then to allow time to go through any questions that you may have and talk about our recommendations that he has listed through here, and walk us through those in great detail.
Great. Thank you. Chief of Police.
Had a wonderful lunch today at one of the local businesses for the first time, and had a brainstorm with my wife that this has happened in other communities as well, but one of the things I want to do here is maybe a once a month sort of have coffee with the chief kind of thing, open invite, have people come and just sit down and chat. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to rotate that around a little bit so I don't just pick one spot to do it in. It's a thought I'm continuing to ruminate on. So I'll be in touch about that and start publicizing it hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Thank you. Director of Public Works.
Chicken barbecue is in a week and a half, so Veterans Park, they're going to be working up there tomorrow, putting more bricks in, the volunteers are and stuff, so they'll be up there working. We may have to cut some trees at the library within the next 2 or 3 weeks, or else we'll wait till winter, but it's the emerald ash borer is why we're cutting them. And if you see the street sweeper outside of town, we're helping Rock County with a project that they needed some help with, and so they pay us for it. They just pay the hours and the gas and everything, but sometimes we help them out and they help us out, just so we don't each buy a piece of equipment that they don't use twice a year, so we just help them out. So, but if you see it outside of town, it's supposed to be outside of town. So just wanted to let you know that. Otherwise, that's probably most of the stuff right now. I think youth football starts next week in the parks, and regular high school sports start too pretty soon. So there's going to be a lot more people around, especially in the late afternoons in the parks and stuff.
I think
for
high
practice.
school football started tonight.
Tonight they did, so there's a lot more, going to be a lot more going on at night, and we'll probably, as busy as the splash park has been, probably going to extend that at least another week beyond Labor Day. So
Great. Thank you. One other thing too, I think one of the things we talked about the library, when we cut those trees down, we're going to use some of that wood to we're going to repurpose it. And
if it works out with the wood cutting people, that's why we'll cut them earlier instead of in the winter.
Okay, perfect. Okay, Public Library is not here. Finance Director.
I think I did enough damage. 2.82 million. You take care of me for a while.
Furlough days.
For at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What?
I said furlough days for you. Okay.
We saved 50,000 in interest.
That was awesome. Thank you, Dan. I'm sure you had something to do with that. Do I have a motion to adjourn? So moved. There's, when is our next meeting date? I didn't announce that.
18th.
Next meeting date is Tuesday, July 18th. A motion, August 18th, I'm sorry. I am so into that. August 18th, 7 p.m. A motion to adjourn.
So move.
A second. All those in favor? All those opposed? The motion carries. You guys are like rock stars tonight. I can even go bite